Alright everybody, so I was not originally planning on making this video, but the support on the two other tier list videos has been quite insane, at least for my channel. Like I appreciate all y'all's support and all that, so that is the only reason I'm doing this. I feel like it makes sense if people are supporting those videos. I should make one more. This is probably the last one I'm gonna do though. I'm not gonna make any like subjective ones, like, you know, worse, like worst units or my most hated units or something along those lines. Like, I don't want to go, because that can be an entire rabbit hole of videos that I can go into of like worst kits, worst animations. Like maybe one more I can make is like best OSCs, because that would be fun for me. I love listening to the OSCs in this game. Let me know if you guys want me to make that video. Like I'd be 100% down to do it if y'all want to see something like that, but let me know. But we are here to rank the top 10 banner units. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I only went to Android 8 because I don't feel like the characters that have come out past him are even worth being on this list. So I didn't want to even bother putting them on this list. So that's why you might not see the other like flashier units per se. Like the most recent ones, like I think I guess Pan might be honestly in the discussion. Yeah. Actually, no. I'm not gonna consider Pan. I could get flamed for this. I mean, I guess I'll use another unit and I'll just say it's Pan. Hopefully people don't take it out of context, but we'll use another unit and say it's Pan for the sake of comparison. So, first unit on the list, I'd probably say it's going to be this guy right here. So, this guy is like pretty good, I would say. He kind of suffers from like his only point really is the 70% chance to dodge first attacker in a turn. From the way I know, this works in a way where like he doesn't have to attack first to get this. He can just have a 70% chance to dodge in slot 1, and he can be really good in Super Battle Road because he has a 70% chance to stun. So he is a pretty good unit for Super Battle Road. He can be pretty good in Red Zone, but with Red Zone bosses hitting as hard as they do, this guy has to dodge literally everything, otherwise he gets clapped. But yeah, like I feel like other than that, like he's okay. Like definitely can be very clutch in Super Battle Road or situations where you can stun. But in Red Zone, like he can be really clutch in Red Zone too, but if he gets caught, it's curtains for him, so that's a little bit unfortunate. So that's why I have him at number 10. Like if he had a little bit more usability, like another unit that's gonna be a little bit higher on the list for me. If he had more usability like them, I would have him higher, but it's just dodge. He doesn't have anything else going for him, so. Next on the list, I would probably put, let me think about this for a second. Probably Fasha. So I think I have her here. Yeah. So I have Fasha right here. She is really good. Like I think when you get her entire passive built up, she can get up to like I think 800k defense I've seen. Like, but that is also with like all her links and stuff like that active. She will be very good. I mean, we did just get another, like, it's kind of sad, but I wanted Bardock, like that Bardock to come out. Like he is really good. I really do like Bardock, don't get me wrong. But I kind of wanted him to get the Ginyu treatment, for him to get like, you know, 2 banner units with him, have him be absolutely broken, and then have us be able to form like a Team Bardock team, like how we were able to with the Ginyu Force team. And like she would slot in perfectly on Bardock team, and she still does. Like running her with Bardock is definitely viable. She can definitely hang in most red zone fights. She just can't take supers per se from the like highest hitting bosses, because even though she does get up to like 800k defense, you know, the bosses that hit for a million like 1.2, like more than that, they're still doing like 400 something K to her. So like unless she has type advantage, then she's fine. So like she is good. She just is kind of restricted to Team Bardock. Like I feel like that's one thing about a lot of these banner units is that they're really good, but they are mainly only used on one team. So it's not like they're like, I don't know. I also feel like this tier list is probably like the hardest one to make, just because I feel like it's a little bit more subjective than others. Like you kind of just, it's kind of your own opinion per se. But yeah, I was gonna put these guys at the number 10, but now that I remembered Pan, I'm actually gonna slot stuff down and put Pan somewhere, like probably somewhere in the middle. So next on the list I have is the 2 androids. These guys are basically like, I feel like this is the only part of their passive I would say that's holding them up to this point, is the being able to absorb. So they basically nullify Ki Blast super attacks, but they also give you health. So like that's what makes them so good. This could be interesting when the new because apparently in the future, like soon, since it was found in the data, there's gonna be disable enemy guard, or not. Enemies are gonna start guarding. So I wonder if this part of certain characters' passives is gonna make them more valuable, because that just means they can just negate the guard. So we'll see about that. But other than that, like they do have a scouter when your health drops really low. I don't think you really get this a lot of the time though, because like a lot of times you're not just gonna drop below 40% HP. It's either you die in one shot or you just live. But they do have support for androids, really good support, 3 key, 40% defense, they absorb super attacks, so it's like, overall, like, they are a pretty good unit for the android team. Like, I feel like this type of unit was needed for the android team. And they do heal on super, so, like, yeah, their defense is not high enough to compete in some of the other red zone fights, or some of the higher red zone fights, but they can come in clutch in certain situations, so I wouldn't say they're a complete waste. Next on the list, let's see, what do I have next? Okay, so this might be a little bit of cheating, but I'm gonna put these two together. I love these two very much. They hold a very special place in my heart, because when Ginyu came out and you could use like these two guys with the Ginyu, have one on each rotation, or sometimes you can run them both together. I don't know why you would want to do that instead of just running them with Ginyu, but they were just so much fun. Like these guys being able to just bob and weave and like shoot out a bunch of attacks, and then these guys being virtually untouchable in Super Battle Road, Red Zone, all that stuff. Like it was just, it's a fun time, like when, you know, not only the brand new Dokkan Fest is like that, but also the banner units were like that. So I really do like both of these guys, but the reason why I'm putting them together is because I feel like half the time, at least nowadays, when you use one of these guys, you're using the other one. So like you're not really using one without using the other, or without using them with HEL Ginyu, because they do get like a good amount of buff. Like they get extra support if Ginyu is here, and then on this unit they guaranteed guard if Ginyu is on their, like, on the turn. So you definitely do want Ginyu on both of their, what's it called, like on the team with them. But yeah, that's basically why I'm putting them together, so you have to use them. You have to use them with a Ginyu, or when you do use them, you will use them together. I don't think, like, very rarely I would say I've used this unit without Ginyu or without these guys. Like, very, very rarely, but they are still pretty good in my opinion. Next on the list, what do I have here? Okay, so this right here, I don't know, who do I use for Pan? Like, because I can't really drag her picture, since I'd have to make like a new list for it. I know this is a bad example because these guys are ass, but please don't. This is Pan. We're here. We'll pull her up real quick. I probably should have thought about this before like going into the video. Oh, that's not how you spell that. Okay, so yeah, this unit is Pan, so it's not actually them. These guys are ass. Like, please don't kill me. So, Pan is, she's another one of these units, like, I would say that is really good in certain situations, and in certain situations she can definitely throw for you. But I will say, like, it's one of those points where I'm not gonna sit there and only focus on the parts where she can throw per se, because she definitely can be very, very good. The one thing I would say about this unit is you really want her to dodge that very first attack, because when she first dodges that first attack, she gets an extra amount of defense. So that way, like, if she does get tagged after she dodges, and she supers, like, she'll have around like 600, 700k defense, so like she won't take that much damage. But against the very hard-hitting bosses, yeah, she needs to dodge the entire time. And she does have 60% when facing only one enemy, which is most red zone fights. So like, I would say this unit, like, is pretty good. Like, probably, like, I wanted her, she could have been way better, like, honestly. Could have bumped this up to just 70%. Or, like, honestly, they could have just given her, like, the very first turn that she's on rotation, just guaranteed dodging. And then, like, she drops to 60% afterwards. Like, that would have made her amazing, I would say. Because, like, that is how she was in the movie. Like, no one could hit her, because I guess she was, like, so small and, like, nimble and stuff like that, so. But overall, like, I would say pretty good unit. I'm sorry, I kind of forgot about her for a second. I was just mainly thinking about the Goten and Trunks that came out, and then the Gohan and Krillin that came out. So I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need to include anything past Android 8 in the other ones, but yeah. So again, just rephrase for the last time. This is Pan. This is not what's her face. I wish, like, maybe I'll just write this is Pan here, in case someone takes a screenshot of this to kill me. But yeah, alright. Next on the list, I'll go ahead and put these two together. It's gonna be Golden Frieza and then Goku. So some may argue Golden Frieza over Goku, and I honestly, if you do think that, I do not disagree with you. Like, I'm not, like, I honestly sometimes, like, agree with you. Mainly because Golden Frieza just has his 90% damage reduction against everything. Like, I'm not saying, like, you can always do this, but there are some bosses, like, where you can just bring this guy sometimes without a leader skill. Well, actually, not. Okay, let me not say that, but basically what I'm trying to say is you can just bring this guy on any of his teams. Like, just a team with a leader skill, you throw him on there, like, he doesn't really have to link with anybody, you just toss him in slot 1, or if you don't want to toss him in slot 1, he can just float, and you just know you're, like, either your ass end or the front end is completely good, because this guy is just that good. Like, even from the hardest hitting bosses, like Cell Max and other bosses, like, he still only takes, like, 200 something K, like, which is, like, pretty damn good for a unit that came out in 2016. And, since this guy really doesn't do anything other than tank, I have him built with full dodge. So a lot of times, he also just dodges the super attacks for me. I know that's not a part of his passive, but it's just like, the way he is structured, like, there's really no reason for you to go anything other than full dodge. So that's what I did, and so, like, the 90% damage reduction, like, takes care of the normals, and then sometimes on the super attacks, I just get the dodge. So, like, he just takes no damage. Now, the reason why I have God Goku higher, I would say, is A, his links with a lot of the best units. He links really good with a lot of the best units in the game. Like, and he is a Rainbow Orb Changer, so he does provide usability one way or another. And he does basically tank against the entire movie boss of Zoo Battle Road. He tanks against Cell Max, and he tanks against the Cell Max Red Zone, which is kind of hard, I would say. However, I understand that he is not tanking against any of the other Android ones, so that's where, like, some people might say that Frieza's better, because Frieza can be used in all of the red zones, per se, like, regardless of whatever. But again, I feel like this guy just, like, his linking with some of the stronger units in the game, his rainbow orb changing, and then all that stuff, like, makes him better. And, like, I wouldn't say his defense is competitive, but his defense is not that bad even without the damage reduction. I feel like it's good enough for Super Battle Road, but for Red Zone, like, I wouldn't recommend you to bring him unless it's a movie bosses or Pure Saiyan. So that, and also the fact that it's Pure Saiyans, when we eventually get, which I feel like it might happen during the 8th anniversary, when we eventually get a super type Red Zone where we're going up against Goku's, Vegeta's, all that type of stuff, this guy's still gonna be good. So, hey, he'll still have usability. Like, a lot of people say that, like, oh, you know, once there's no more fights against move monsters or Pure Saiyans, this guy's gonna fall off. I mean, like, yeah, I'm not gonna, like, I feel like that's not gonna be for a while, because Pure Saiyans is a large category, and I don't know why they just seem to make a lot of enemies movie bosses nowadays. So, I mean, it just works out for him. So, third on the list, I'm gonna put her on there. Now, one thing that I feel like people are immediately gonna jump on me and say is, but she only has 3 teams, and only, well, I mean, I would say maybe Pepigal is not competitive just because there's not really a lot of other units. I would say it's, like, okay, but, like, like Bond of Friendship, that's Pan's team, like, she can be used on there. Pan's not really the greatest, and Space Traveling Warriors is, I don't think this has a 200%. I mean, it does, I think, with Ginyu, but she's not really usable. But for me, it's like, this is a unit that, like, I mean, if God forbid they give her a perfect linking partner, which I don't think will happen just because her links are so awful. But if they give her some type of team or partner or just anything along those lines, or just, like, honestly, if you can just use her, why not? Because, like, her, like, I know she doesn't do any damage. Like, her attack stats are literally like 500k, but, like, look at all the stuff she does. She has a scouter, no matter what. This is, like, one of the first units in a while that's had something like this. She randomly, or she just gives you, rainbow key spheres. She has a 70% chance to dodge. Every time she dodges, she hits defense. And if she dodges 3 attacks, she basically heals, like not half your health, but like 39% is a good chunk of your health. So, and then she also supports. Like, she gives keys, like, so it's like, the amount of stuff I would say this unit does is quite crazy. Like, and that's why, like, I feel like there was no way they're gonna give a kit of like this to a unit that's gonna be on, like, multiple teams. So that's basically, like, the trade-off is you get all this, but it's only for these 3 teams. But yeah, like, it's just insane. Like, the scouter by itself is ultra powerful. Then Rainbow Orb changing, that's, like, like, she's basically, like, I would say the embodiment of that Vince McMahon meme where, like, there's the multi-phases of him, like, losing his mind. That's basically what I feel like I went through when I first read her passive. It's like, I read this and I was like, and I read this and I was like, and it's like, it just kept getting, like, by the end of it, I was just like, what is this unit? But yeah, I feel like her getting defense for every dodge helps because it'll build up her defense. And then the healing right here, like, if she does get tagged on a normal right away and you lose a lot of health in the harder red zones, but if she ends up dodging more attacks, guess what? She's just gonna heal the damage back. So it's just basically like she didn't take damage. I don't know. That's how I see it. So some people might disagree just because, again, she's not on very many teams. Her links are okay at most, but the amount of stuff this unit does. And she also seals with a high chance to stun on, like, so guaranteed seal with a stun. So, like, this unit in any of these, like, again, it's only 3 categories, but in any of these 2 battle roads, she destroys everything. Now, to the final part of the video, I would say this is a very recent change because of Orange Piccolo. Before, this was not like this, but I am going to put Android 8 at number 2 and Piccolo at number 1. Now, hear me out. I know this guy is crazy. I know he literally cannot take damage. Especially if you're running him with a Goku Youth and it's past turn 5. Like, there is nothing in the game that can hurt this guy because he has like almost 400, 500k defense with like 90% damage reduction, I think. Like, because no, he has 80% damage reduction after 5 turns. So yeah, again, if you have this guy as your number 1, I do not disagree. This is just a personal preference / opinion of mine. I just, like, I guess my only nitpick I would say is that, like, you have to have the Goku Youth, which, I mean, again, if you have the brand new Dokkan Fest Goku and you're not using him with this guy, you're just playing the game wrong. But then again, you do have to be at turn 5. But I have seen that at the same time, like, him with just the 50% damage reduction is usually good enough until you get, because, like, by the time you get to turn 5, that's when you get to the harder bosses. So it kicks in when you need it, I would say. But the reason why I have Piccolo higher than him is because I feel like Piccolo is a little worse defensively, but it's not like Piccolo is getting one-shotted out here, you know? He guards, and he also, he basically gets 30% damage reduction if you're running him with movie hero allies. So he has pretty good stats, like, I would say. His defense gets pretty high. He does also seal, but yeah, his defense gets pretty high. He has guaranteed guard, and he can have up to at least, I would say, like 15%, because I feel like you should definitely run this guy with at least one other movie hero on the rotation. We all know who I'm trying to talk about right here, but you know, on the turns, I would say you have also the 30% if you have two other movie heroes on the turn. This guy can't be hurt. And he also supports just superclass, like he gives superclass defense, and he also gives them attack. There's an extreme class ending, which, you know, again, a lot of the harder events in the game right now are against extreme class, so he does support, and yeah, like, I don't know. And again, I would say I had in my head Android 8 at number 1, but I'll just go ahead and pull him up. The reason why I have Piccolo at number 1 is because this guy, and yeah, like, it's just that's basically all I should need to say. Like, I know they don't link necessarily the greatest. I think they only link for 4 links. I wish they would link for, you know, 6 out of 7, because, you know, I think this guy has, yeah, like if they could link for 6 out of 7, it would have been great. But I feel like 4 out of 7 and then him supporting Orange Piccolo as well is good enough. And again, this guy, him and Orange Piccolo, that's a rotation that cannot be hurt. Not to say that Kid Goku and Android 8 can be hurt, but, like, Kid Goku can get caught by the core, per se. Like, Android 8, yeah, he'll eat up the core super anytime, but if Kid Goku gets hit by it, you might be dead. But I would say on a rotation of Orange Piccolo and this guy, both of them can eat the core super, like, completely fine. They don't die from the core. But yeah, this would be my tier list right here. Again, just to rephrase for the last time so I don't get chewed out, this is Pan. I would never put this unit, I would never even put this unit on the actual list. But yeah, to cap off on the other units, these two would probably be 11, tied for 11. I personally don't like these guys because they just have a chance to guard. Like, if the guard doesn't proc, they're ass. Nappa just doesn't have any partners, and honestly I would say teams, but he's okay whenever I guess that does happen. These guys are just, you know, they basically are just there to juice up Pan. Other than that, they're not really that good. I would say the same thing for this guy. He basically just juices up the Tech Goku Black. Like, he's pretty good, I would say, but he's not, like, you know, dominating Red Zone. You're outdated. You're a little bit outdated. Like, they can be good, but you'd have to triple stack with them every single turn, otherwise they will get cooked. You're amazing in Super Battle Road, but that's it. Like, you're not really good in Red Zone or anything like that. So, like if I had to order these guys two, I'd put these two at 11, 12. Probably put Sin, then, like, I guess probably you guys will stay right there, put you guys here, and then boom. Like, that would be my ordering, like, if we were trying to order these guys as well. The reason why I have Sin so high is just because he is really good. It's just, again, no teams and no partners. But you best believe whenever that, like, there will be an LR, either Sin transforming into Omega or LR Omega. So whenever that LR comes out, this guy will be great. But anyways, thanks guys for watching. Again, I appreciate all the support on the recent tier list videos. This will probably be the last one for a while. Like, maybe I'll make another one, another like LR one, and maybe another banner unit one after the 8th anniversary. I know, like, I'm not gonna be making a Dokkan Fest one because there's probably not gonna be any TURs in the 8th anniversary. But yeah, and thank you for all your support, and comment down below if you want me to make any other tier list videos, like what other ideas y'all have. I just don't want to do any without y'all like specifically asking for it. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.